Okay, so please note that yesterday we have seen the benefit and meaning of approval process. We also saw how we need to set up, and we also saw how we need to execute it. Now just some small important things are there that we need to understand here before we proceed. That the things like what is like um, another type of uh, final approval process action, and the rejection action and all these things we are going to see. So let me just tell you that also, just 1 minute. There is some questions in the chat box, let me read. 1 minute. Okay, so see, there is a question that whatever actions we use, please note, whatever actions we have or whatever actions we use in approval process, it's the same, there is no change in that. It's same like the workflow rule. Okay, there is no difference. So I hope you are clear with this. There is no change. Okay. Let me see next question. No, there are all four options available and same like workflow rule. Yeah, okay, fine. So I think everyone is clear. Now there is one more question. Uh, yeah, strangely, I'm not sure why yesterday's video is still not working. Anyways, I will upload it again and again. I will give, because it should work actually. It hardly take 1 or 2 hours. So why it's taking so much time, I'm not sure. But anyways, I will upload it again and again. I will try and again I will share. No problem. Okay, it is working now. Okay, thank you for informing. Great. So it's working, guys. Some people are saying it's working, so it should work for everyone. Please check. Okay, and let's get started now with this discussion. And now here, let me just open that. Yeah, no problem. Not working, then we'll just see afterwards. No issues. So first of all, let me start now with this approval process quickly. So here, what I'm going to do is, now let me open that approval process that we have created yesterday, and after that I'm going to explain you how actually we are going to implement it. So here we go. Let me just show you the current scenario. Go to setup, and whatever approval process we have created yesterday, let me just open that. Create workflow approvals and approval process. Okay, now go to that approval process. Okay, now pay attention here. So here first of all, the only important thing which we need to understand is this. If you see here, there is something called as final approval action, final rejection action. Now this is something which people regularly ask in interview, but they very rarely use in real time project, but it is good for your interview. Okay, let me tell you what is this. See, first of all, whenever you create an approval process, pay attention. Whenever you create an approval process, Salesforce plans everything as per your design. Whatever you decide, first step this, second step this, everything Salesforce plans. Then finally, Salesforce try to see what is that step after that step's approval. If in that step If approval is given, then we need no more approval. That is sufficient now, and we can now declare that this record is now finally or completely accepted. Now no more discussions, no more approvals needed. That's it. Or Salesforce try to identify what is that step where when someone says rejected, then no more further process discussions needed. Declare the record completely rejected. Don't process it. That step is called as the final approval or final rejection step, where at that time if you want to take any action, then you can take an action. Let's say any record is finally approved or finally rejected, then you can take an action. Now a question may come in your mind that Shekhar, how we are going to decide this, or how we can decide this, that which should be the final approval action or final rejection action. Now please note here, that is what I said, this is not at all in your control. We are not going to decide anything about that. What Salesforce will decide, that will be the decision. That's it. So Salesforce will analyze your entire structure. As I said yesterday, let's say we have this format. That is, first we have Shekhar, then we have Tom, then we have vice president, and then we have CEO. So here, first of all, Salesforce will check the scenario, and it will itself decide, by default it will decide what should be the final step and what should be the final rejection approval action or step. You just need to decide what action you want to do, whether you want to send an email once finally, or by all the process finally the person gets rejected, then you want to send an email, or let's say on approval you want to create some kind of task. That is your decision, that only you can do. Apart from that, how to decide which step is final approval or final rejection, please note, not in our control. We can't do anything there. So if you want to use this facility, just create the action and that's it, done. Otherwise, please note here we have no much scope. Okay. Now coming back to the another thing, a question may come in your mind, the Shekhar, how many times we use this, or how we use this kind of feature regularly in real-time projects? So please note, we use very rarely. We don't use this facility regularly in real-time project. We use this rarely. Okay, that is one important thing I wanted to tell you. Now, second important thing which I want to tell you is, here suppose, let me just create a record quickly. I'm going to the Indeed application, Indeed job form, click on new, and our condition is, I think, USA, right? Yeah, so USA, and save. So see the record number. Record number is 23. Okay, record number is 23. Now, if I go to Tom, by the way, one step is pending. Here, let me click on submit for approval. Okay. Okay. So submitted, and now, if you see, if I come to Tom, click on home page. Now this record is there present for Tom to work. Okay. But let's say before Tom starts working, let's say by some reason, this person says rejected. Let's say he canceled the plan and all, the way I told yesterday example. Okay, so that I want to show you how we can do this. So in this case, Shekhar, the HR person, without calling the manager or without informing anything, just we don't need, just he need to press on this recall option, and that's it. Okay. So this is also very good feature. Click on recall approval request. Okay, and once he press, he can mention the reason, candidate join another company and recall approval request. Okay, and for Shekhar, it will show here the status recalled, or anyone who is going to see at the record level. And if you go to manager, that is Tom, and try to see what will happen with this record. Now please note, just if you refresh the page, just refresh this page from Tom, let the page get loaded. Let me refresh again. It's taking more than expected time. Yeah, so you can see the record is gone, the entry is gone. So this way we work in a real-time project. We don't need to even inform anyone that he is not coming or he is coming, etc. Just press on recall and that's it. Okay, this is one more important thing I want to tell you. And also one important thing, suppose you are planning for going for multi, let's say you have approval process where you actually want to create some another level. Let's say after Tom you want to create one more level, vice president. After vice president you want to create one more level, that is multi-step approval process. Then there is also one easy process. Let me just tell you something about that. This you can just try by your own and let me know if any kind of difficulty you face. Let me create a new approval process quickly. Okay, now these things you know, right? So multi step approval process. Okay, I'm just giving this example. So initially we will plan whatever criteria. Let's say preferred country equal to USA, the condition, same condition. Next, okay, same thing. Let's say manager, click on next. Template, whatever you want to select, you can select here, click on next. Okay, and everything is, you know, very well. And here, let's say I'm going to send only to Shekhar. Only Shekhar should be initial submitter, something like that, and click on whatever you want to select, select it. Okay, and only one, and now we need to create at least one step. So let's create the step also. This is first step. Okay, step one, from Shekhar to Tom. Okay, we are going to send from Shekhar to Tom. Next, and now here all the records should come, not a problem. Okay, and now here we have to select some options. And by the way, let me just tell you an important thing. Let me tell you some important thing here, that first of all, here you can select the manager, okay, that you have selected, but you can even change your selection. You can here allow the person to submit auto manually, or you can assign it to a queue also, or you can automatically assign to multiple approvers as well. Okay, where you have two options. If all people say approve or reject unanimously, okay, all say approve, then record will be approved. Else any one person says approve or reject, then also approval and rejection happens. Okay, that options you have if you are going to select multiple people as an approver. for the same step. And if suppose any person from this who is approver went for vacation or not available in the company, instead of that person, you can also arrange a delegate for that person for approval, and the delegate you can set is again by user level. For example, let's say we are talking about Tom, who is manager to Shekhar, right? So let's say Tom is going for some vacation. He's not going to be in office for a few days, and meanwhile he got an approval. Then what we are going to do? So in this case, we can set here, let the page get loaded. Okay, so you can see we will have this delegate approver as well. So you can select here someone who will be working behalf of that person. Once the person joins back, we can simply remove the delegate approver. Okay, so this kind of activity mostly our project managers will do, and or even can business people can tell us regularly he is going and he will be delegate approver or something like that. Okay, so let me come back to this use manager, and let me tell you now one important thing. Here let's say I created the one task, that is field update, and whatever I'm just writing here, field update, sample activity, and let's say field to update is, let's say, same thing, job status. Okay, and save. So this way I created one step, Shaker to Tom. If there is a requirement of multi-step, then before you active this approval process, before you active, click on new approval step. Now this will be your assignment. Here what you need to do is click on new approval step, and now you should be having total 3 users. Okay, in your environment you should be having total 3 users. So here you can see now, mention step 2. Okay, let's say Tom to Rohit. We have one person, one user there named Rohit. So select here and give the sequence number properly, otherwise it will mess. Don't make mistake in sequence number, step number. Now second level is Tom to Rohit. So here now all records should enter this step, or again you want to give some conditions here. Okay, for this second step you want to give some conditions, any kind of specific criteria you want to make. So let's say here, let me just show you an important thing. Go to Indeed job form. Let me see in a record. Now if the person is asking, pay attention, if the person is asking for a job in USA, then we need to take permission from Tom, that can we hire this person, because as we cannot take a decision, as we means HR, Tom will decide here. But one more important thing, when Tom approves, when Tom says yes, okay, please note here, let's say we have a scenario where if the person is asking more than $20,000 per month salary, which is very huge, then we need to go for Rohit, and we need to check with Rohit as well, or Rohit is going to be the person who will be checking the scenarios of salary only if it is more than 20,000. If it is just any amount less than 20,000, then Rohit can take care of that. Okay, see now how we can do it. Mention here the criteria is, the criteria should be preferred country is equals to USA, and if the salary of the person, where is salary of the person who is expecting is more than 20,000. In this case, it should go to Rohit. Okay, next. Now here Salesforce is asking you would like to change someone here, manager and all. Now here we can do one thing. I will just now here either we can so see, already we know here, already we have the knowledge of selecting a manager. Okay, so let's learn something new here. Okay, so I'll select here automatically assign to approver. Let's say here, let's say Rohit. Okay, so that you can learn something new. Next, now rejection behavior. Suppose Rohit rejects, then what should we do? Perform all rejection actions for the step and all final rejection actions. Assume means assume if Rohit says no, then move towards final rejection. Now don't entertain anymore the candidate, simply reject, that's it. Or perform only rejection action for this step and send approval request back to most recent approver, that is Tom. There are two options for you. Again telling you, if suppose Rohit says no, I don't want to hire this guy, then whether to permanently stop this person, means like just permanently reject the record and stop the process, then go for first option, final rejection. But suppose Rohit says no, but still you want to give a scope, let why Rohit is saying no, salary okay, then let's speak with the person. You are asking too much salary, we can give you 18,000, it's okay. If the person is saying okay, then again Tom can apply and send it to Rohit. This kind of thing you want to apply, then go for second option. Both kind of scenarios are useful for real-time project, so you can go with anything. We'll go with the second option, which is more widely used. Save. Now here onwards everything is same now, the same workflow rules and all this stuff. So let me select here, let's say field update. If the person is getting selected, and I will write a message. Go field update and I will just mention here job status. I'll just write in here specially the final, because to just tell you that this action is coming from the final steps. Okay, so candidate finally approved. Just I'm writing finally because you will understand where it's coming from. Okay, if I write congrats or approved, again you will get confused whether it's coming from first step or second step. So now I mentioned finally approved means it's coming from final step. Okay, save. Now here onwards, no more approval needed. He just approved. This name I will give some kind of unique name because I might have used this many times. And that's it. So here two-step or multi-step approval process is ready. For every step you can add many actions, rejection action, approval action. All the steps are very simple for you, it's not new for you. So we have taken just approval actions for both. And also see here assigned approver and rejection behavior, everything you can see. Fine. Now here, now what I will do, in this case I will tell you one more important thing. Here whenever actually you want to implement any kind of, or you want to work on any kind of real-time project and you're a new person and you don't know anything about the business, and your manager asks you directly to work on some approval process, then there is one useful thing for you which I would like to tell you. If you see at the top, there will be, you can see now here a button. You can see the button here, this one. So this will help you a lot when you're a new person in the project and you want to understand the process. So what you need to do here is just click on that link and see here, let the page get loaded. Let the page get loaded. And here we go. It is still loading. Okay, so you can see this diagrams helps you a lot. You can check everything, every condition, how it's happening. You can see the entry criteria and see, you can just understand here what is entry criteria. Then you can understand when the steps getting started. Then if you are recalling, then recollection will start. If not, then we are going to proceed for initial submission. Then it's step number one is getting started. Then in the step number one, if it is rejected, then it will go for final rejection. If approved, then it will go for approval action, and then it will go for step number two criteria. If step number two criteria is matching, then it will go for step number two. If it is rejected from there, then it will go for step number one as per our recent plan that we have done, not to make permanent rejection. And if let's say step number two criteria doesn't match, then we'll go for the final approval, because here we don't need any approval from the manager, that is Rohit here. Suppose here it went to step number two and Rohit approves, then again it will go for final approval, and this way the things happen. The most important thing, which is many times asked in interview, is this line. Pay attention. This line is there, which is asked many times in interview. Suppose in our example, Tom says approved and it doesn't matches the second criteria, the salary is $10,000, and Tom said yes, hire that person. Then and it doesn't goes to criteria number two, what will happen? This is a very popular interview question. It's a common sense, guys. When the salary is less than 20,000, why we should wait for someone else? When Tom is saying yes, then why we should go for Rohit? It's common sense. There is no need to ask anyone. So please note here, the in this case, please note we will be having no such requirement to go for Rohit. Easily we can say selected. Okay. Now let me see here. Any questions in the chat box? So there is a question that how many steps we can have for approval process. It's 30. Too much step. 30 is very much fine for any company requirement. Okay, so please remember this, the number is 30. So now close this. So such 30, right now we have two steps, we can have such more 30, and once you press on active, then it will, this button will vanish. Now you cannot use more steps, you cannot create more steps. Okay, so this is the process. And now, yeah, so now let me just activate it. Okay, okay, activated. Now let me go for a record creation, and let me see if I have any other browser, third browser, Internet Explorer. Or let it be, I will just log out by Shekhar and I will log in from this Rohit. So let's continue. Create a new record, and let's say I'm writing a name of the person, let's say Nancy, some kind of name, and salary expected is 25,000, because I will tell you that scenario where it will go for second level. Okay, country is USA, and save. So now Shekhar, the HR, is submitting for approval. Submit for approval. Okay. Okay. Now here, if you see the scenario, so now the record status is pending, and right now it's pending to Tom. Shekhar submitted something, and it will go to Tom. Wait a minute, it's not getting shown on the screen. Just 1 minute, it's getting loaded. And here, pending this status, and went to Tom. Okay, let's log into Tom. That is by Firefox. Refresh the home page. Then also you'll get the access here. Okay, so click on approve reject, and if Tom is saying rejected, then it will reject it. Simple. Why it should go to Rohit? But let's say Tom is selected. I think we can hire him. Please hire. Okay, simple. Approve. But still, is it a decision final? No, because here the main thing is the salary structure, and the salary is more than 20,000. Now here, 1 minute. Now it should show here Rohit. 1 minute. What is the matter? Mm, Something went wrong. Just 1 minute. Let me go to approval process. Mm, Second step, Tom to Rohit. That is correct. Preferred country equal to USA, and indeed job form salary expected greater than 20,000. Yes, that is right. And user is Rohit. That is also right. So it should not say approved. So 1 minute. Now let me check once what's happening with Rohit. No, I will use incognito mode for Rohit. So Chrome's incognito mode I will use for Rohit. And just 1 minute. Let me copy the username of Rohit and go for this. The password of Rohit. So let me enter the password of Rohit. Check username and password. Okay, 1 minute. Let me copy that again. Not able to log in, Rohit. Okay, 1 minute. What is the problem? So by the way, guys, there is one more facility by which we can directly log in by this way. Okay, this way also you can log in directly by clicking on this. Let me just see what is the problem. Fine, I logged in by Rohit. Mm, it's not showing here, so definitely approval process is not working as expected on the second level. Okay, no problem. So let me log out, and now let me see what is the matter. So this one is fine, and this one is also fine. This is the approval action. This is our field update. Everything is fine. This is also matching the condition. Step 2 is there. Step 1 is there. User to go back to step 1. Everything is fine. Condition is 20,000. Okay, let's try one more time. This should not happen. It should directly now send to Rohit. Let me log in by Shekhar. So click on new record. God. USA is the country, and salary expected is 30,000, more than 20,000. Click on save, and let me just cross check, is it really more than 20,000 we selected or something else? So let me go for approval process. And here. Hmm. Okay. 1 minute, 1 minute. I got it. Actually, it is possible because I have. See, if you see, this is our. We have two approval process here. Okay. I'll just do one thing. First of all, I will deactivate the first one. Okay. And this one is our approval process. Okay. Because yesterday we created this. For today, showing you one more time, I created this. Okay. So one is deactivated. Now let me click on multi-step, and let me one more time cross check. Is this less than 20,000? Sorry, yes, it is greater than 20,000. That's fine. Okay. So now let me try. And by the way, it's active, so don't worry about that. It's active. It's activated. So now let me create a record. So Nancy record created, and now let me submit for approval. So it should go from Shekhar to Tom. Okay. So if you see here, it's showing it's going from Shekhar to Tom. The status is pending. Okay. Now let me log in by Tom. Go to Firefox and go to home page, and the entry is there for Nancy. So click on approve reject, and mention there please hire. Let the page get loaded for you guys. Please hire and approve. It's working now. It's working. So it was because we were having two approval steps and Salesforce were getting confused, and it was going with one of them. Okay, so it's working now. Okay, now we need to go for Rohit because it's still pending because of the salary issue. So go to Rohit. So I will go to Rohit by Shekhar, and because I don't know what is the password of Rohit, so I have to reset that. I forgot it. Instead of resetting, I can just directly go to Rohit. So click on users, and by the way, system admin can log into any person's account. Okay, so click on Rohit. I'm just logging by Rohit. Click on login. See and see, logged in as Rohit Shekhar. That username. Okay, fine. So now Rohit finding everything good, and uh, let's say Rohit wants to take some decision, and Rohit is selecting approve reject. Now I need to also check one more thing, whether really Rohit is having the access or not. Let's see, because that's also again one thing. Yeah, insufficient access. Just let me log out and come to Shekhar, and this kind of activities we do regularly in our day-to-day work, because when we work on a sandbox environment or in our project building environment, whenever customer says I'm not able to do this and I'm not able to do that, you have to regularly log in by that user, check, then come back to your user, make some setting, then go to that user again, make some setting, and come to back to your user. This kind of thing is your regular work in real-time project, multi-user activity, or simply use multiple browser or something like that. So from Rohit profile, I'm going to give him some access. Let's say Indeed. I'm just going to give him some access. because there is no excess for him, we can see. Okay, so 1 2 3 4, and here I'm going to save it, and I will now how, even if the record is even the access is given, the main thing which is missing is how can Rohit work on someone else record, right? Either it should be given some special view all, modify all format by profile or permissions or something like that, or simply make him senior person in the role. That is the ideal strategy. So here Shekhar is assistant to CEO, Tom is CEO, then let make Rohit as a CEO. Simple. Okay, so let me just do that. Now see here. um, Let me just check what is the, so CEO is Tom, assistant to CEO is Shekhar. Okay, now I just need to make Rohit as a CEO. Simple. So he will be above everyone and he can access the records. So come to the user hierarchy and click on CEO or assign on CEO, and make Rohit as a CEO. Rohit, shift to right hand side, save. Okay, so now Rohit can access everything. Now let me log in by Rohit because I have given him the CEO access. Now I need to log in by Rohit. Now everything will work fine because he got the rights now to work on that. So now I will log in by Rohit and I will try to approve or reject the record. Okay, now click on approve reject record. Now if I make here approve, then it will be very simple thing for you and you will not learn much. So I will not make approve, I will reject. Okay, then I will show you. Too much salary, check if he can come up to 18K per month. Reject. Okay, so you can now see the status. So from Rohit, who said rejected, it went to now Tom and it's pending to Tom. Fine. Okay, now let me go to Tom, that is Firefox. Refresh. Or refresh our home page. Okay, now you can see here, now again the record came to Tom. Now this time Rohit. Okay, so click on approve or reject. Now let's say here Tom discuss with that person, and let's say um, the person is ready to take less than 20 and etc etc. Okay, and we can, let's say Tom is making some kind of modifications and all, and let's say just give 1 minute. Now let me just do one thing. Let me make the change in the salary. So just 1 minute, let me just do the change in the salary. So 1 minute. So by the way guys, if you see right now, um, if you see right now, if I open the record 25 on which we are right now working, record number 25, you can see as a Tom I would like to change the salary because he said yes I'm okay for 18,000, but still I'm not able to see the salary here, so salary failed. So I'm going to troubleshoot it But before that, I want to ask you, what will be the reason by this? Why it's not visible? What could be the reason? These are all regular day-to-day work we do. So you should be clear with these all things. Yes, very good. Correct. Now, as every record is correct, every record is available, but field is not available, means it is field is hidden. Field level security. That's it. We have learned field level security. Very good. We need to go for field level security. Very good. So this kind of knowledge you should have. Quickly, any problem comes, the answer should come in your mind. Okay, if this is not happening, okay, this is the problem. If this is happening, only Tom is not able to work on something, maybe some kind of profile level issue. He is not able to work on the entire record, object level issue. He is able to work on record but not field available, field level issue. This way you need to get quick answers. So whenever you are going to work in real time project, you will be definitely performing very well as compared to other people in your domain. So let me go to Tom's profile, because field level security, by the field level security, the field is not available for Tom's department. And you know very well how we can get field level security. We can get by profile. So go to profile, and there is an option called as field level security that we already saw. And in the field level security, please go for Indeed job form. Click on edit. And you can clearly see why Tom is not able to see the salary. Okay, so allow him to see, edit, and click on save. Now you log in by Tom. Now you refresh the page, and now you can see the field. Okay, now one more question for you. Now one more question for you is this. Click on edit, and one more important real time problem for you. Tell me why it's happening. Tell me why it's happening. Yes, very good. Because we decided in the approval process only admin should be able to work on that. No, only admin should be able to work on that, not no one, anyone, no other person. That we have decided, right? So if you go to Shekhar and check that approval process to see how small things and all small knowledge related points helps you to resolve problem of your customer. If you know FLS, and if you don't know this kind of reason of approval process, then again you will stuck. So please note, this is one of the reason whenever we learn, I just intentionally keep this kind of troubleshooting activity in front of you, so you should be able to understand that how we need to solve the problem in real time projects. So now the reason is the approval process is saying only admin can approve or reject. So go for multi-step approval, and just edit the approval process. So see here, go for the third option. It's because of this. Only admin can edit. Okay. Click on here this and click on save. Second option and save. Okay. Now go to Tom. Now refresh the page. And one more thing, by the way, you need to understand here that whenever you are making any kind of implementation or any kind of setup you are adding here into the Salesforce environment, you need to always understand that at the beginning, beforehand only, you need to make all the necessary changes, because once you start working on that and once you are making some kind of changes laterwards, then it sometimes becomes difficult. So at the beginning only, you need to perform this activity, And here, even though the setup is done in the runtime, or the setup is done at the needed specific changes, we have done that record editability, current approver, or admin, anyone can do that. You need to understand one important thing, that in this process, these kind of changes sometimes gives you unexpected results, and that is the reason at the beginning only you should be ready with everything. Otherwise, at the runtime, your customer will not be able to get the as expected results. Okay, so now we have modified this thing when the process in the things are in process. Now see, here you will not get the solution still. Okay, now come to Tom and click on edit. There's some kind of notification, let me dismiss that. So come to Tom, click on edit and see here. Okay, because you're in process, and these things you need to, these things you will face unexpectedly, and that runtime change will hamper your performance. So simply then do one thing, contact your admin, that is here, whatever, let's say here Shekhar is admin. So then tell that, speak with that person and modify, or let's say modify the salary of this person and make a change. Okay, so one more important point for your understanding. So Shekhar is now making change because here we have decided at the beginning only admins can make the change. And here let me make the change. Go to that record number 25, and Shekhar is having the button unlock the record, means Shekhar is having the access to modify the record. And unlock the record. And now instead of edit this, instead of 30,000, let's say he's saying now I'm okay with 18,000. Click on save. Okay, click on save, and now click on save. Okay, now you go for Tom. Open that record of Tom, go to 25, and now one more thing you can see here. Now here, okay, so once Shekhar modified it, or Shekhar unlock made record unlock, anything, okay, either he can modify or he can unlock the record. If the record is unlocked, now Tom can edit it. Okay, and if you don't want to unlock, you just want to edit, that's also fine, no problem, both are possible. Either you unlock or simply edit, both options okay. If I show you edit, then again you will not learn something new. That's the reason I made unlock, so you can learn something new here. Now record is unlocked completely. Okay, now here also this modification Tom can do. Okay, fine. Now finally everything is done. Now Tom is again finally saving the record and sending for approval to uh, Rohit, and he's asking for this process. Now please note, in this case, here Tom is the record, current situation or the control is in the Tom's hand. Okay, so now Tom said yes, everything looks fine, now I will approve because the salary looks fine or something like that. Okay, now here one more change I will do. If I just submit for Tom, then it will be permanently submitted because there will be no change now. But suppose if I keep the value more than 20, but not 30 or something like, let's say 21,000, 22,000, or 23,000, then again it will go to Rohit, right? So I will go with that format. So let's assume Rohit said that 18 to 23,000, it's okay for me. From 18 to 23,000, okay, not more than 23,000. Okay, so intentionally I will make it 23,000 because I want again it should go to Rohit, and this way you will understand this ups and downs of this approval process that we do in real-time project. Now Tom just made here 23,000 and Tom selected approved because now it is between the range of the uh, company's policy, and he said approved, he said approve, and now Finally, again it is matching the condition of Rohit, and again it went to Rohit. But now Rohit will be happy because he is okay with 23,000. He was not okay with 30,000. So here, let me go for that level, go for setup, and go for multi-step approval process. Oh, sorry. Let me go for users because I want to log in by Rohit. So go for manage users, go for users. And by the way, all the questions which are pending right now, just 1 minute. Whatever the questions are pending, so please keep it with you. I will just answer them tomorrow because it's already late for other batch. So click on Rohit. Okay, go to Rohit, and here Rohit is saying approve, please hire, salary is okay. Click on approve, and that's it. The record is finally approved. Okay, so this way, this is one of the very important and very critical real-time scenario that we have seen. Watch the video, go through the videos, and whatever questions you have pending in the chat box, please copy them or remember them and ask me in tomorrow's session. It's already late, so I'm going to continue with another final topic in tomorrow's session. Have a great time.